Good morning or good afternoon, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Laura is not going to be with us today, but don't fear. Don't fear, because I have brought you a dear friend of mine, and she's amazing. She had a little technical difficulty. She's in the green room right now, waiting, sipping her Nescafe, because she's very international. There she goes, sipping her. Oh, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So without further ado, I'll say hello to everybody in a second. We'll welcome you all, but here is my amazing friend, Shari Dworkin-Smith. Hello, my friend. How are you? Everything but your volume. Don't know why. Hang on. Nope, it's not. There you go. Ish. Nope. Almost. I know. It's a little high tech. We'll get there, everybody. We'll get there. We'll get there. And she's says device is not connected. Well, that was Shari. That was Shari. She is a psychic medium. She is a grief educator, and she is also a hypnotherapist. So she does a lot. Shari and I met back in 2019 when it was John Holland and the late Janet No Havoc. We were there doing advanced mediumship training, and Laura was assisting, and there was 55 of us, and Shari and I got to know each other, along with Susan Fuller and along with several others that you know from here, and we just stayed connected. So, and there's Shari back again. So here we go. Round two. And there she was. And there she left. Maybe the Nescafe is hot enough. Maybe she had to warm it up. There. Oh, I heard you. Yes?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
And you can see me, and I'm not blurry.
You can hear you. Yay. I just told everybody how we met and everything. So, and I said that you're a psychic medium, a grief educator, and a hypnotherapist.
All of these things are true.
All of them are true. Thank you
They're
for
all
being
true.
here. Thank you for letting it coming in. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. It's always so nice when I can spend time with you.
And I'm excited. It's been a lot recently with the phone calls, and tomorrow you're doing a podcast live, right?
Yeah, and tomorrow you're going to be on my podcast.
Tell everybody about your podcast before we start.
Thank you. My podcast is called Beyond the Loss. It is conversations in grief education and healing, and you can find it on A1R Psychic Radio on Facebook, or on Spotify or YouTube. It's on Moonstruck TV or anywhere else you get your podcast. And we will be live at 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow with Elias as my very special guest. And we're going to be talking with Elias about different kinds of grief, and especially about, if I may share, about being adopted, which I know you're not, you're very public about that, and also about losing your parents at such a young age. So those are really important grief conversations, and we really need more people to know that it's okay to talk about grief and to share and to know that help is available.
So true. So true. We have Susan Murphy. Good snowy morning from locations near Canada border in New York. Well, welcome. Fashington, Kalispera, which means good afternoon in Greek. She's all the way from Greece. Welcome, guys, on the Instagram. And everyone here, Maria, thank you for being here. Delora. Hello, Delora. Beth Rogers, hello. You know many of these people.
I do.
Hello, hello. And wow, the falling iguanas keep knocking out the connection. You're funny.
It's true. They fall out of the trees in South Florida. It's crazy. And it's cold today.
It's cold for Florida. Look, she's wearing a sweater.
I'm wearing a sweater. Hey, it snowed in the Panhandle this weekend.
Wow. Wow. Good morning, Beth. Good morning, Jean. Hello. Thank you for watching from work. All right. So if you don't know what we do, this is Mystical Monday Musings. So welcome. We will do, Shari and I will pick a card for the week. And then if you guys have questions, try not to be like generic questions. Like, I want a general reading. Remember to ask a specific question, and we'll pull a card for you each, and we'll give you a very brief little snippet, and we'll give you some education about mediumship. Also, talk a little bit more about grief, and because a lot's going on, and we'll also, see if we can get a giggle or two out of Shari. So.
It's a hard thing.
But that's my goal. That's my goal, to make Laura laugh at least 3 times in a half an hour, and for you as well. So we're down to what we got. 2 more to go. All right. So the deck that I'm using today is Denise Lynn's Soul Coaching. Shut up. Look at twinsies. Okay, love it. So we're both using this deck today. And
I can pick a different one. Do you want me to pick a different one?
Whatever you want.
I love that. That's so awesome.
There's a little bit of background noise, and I don't know if that's the
That's my dog barking. I'm sorry. That's Bo.
Oh, it might be your microphone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, you're fine. You're fine. Because I can, let me see. No, you're okay. You're okay.
Did you Chihuahua barking?
No, you're good. This is what I got for the week, faith. So the message this week is to really take that leap of faith. Listen, we're in the new moon in Capricorn. That is all about planting the seed that you want to see happen, and doing something about it, taking action, because we're getting ready, and Shari can talk more about this. We're getting ready for that fire horse, Chinese astrology fire horse, which is February 17th. So take the leap of faith. Just trust the God, universe, spirit, GUS, Gus. Trust that Gus will go ahead and give you what you need. So good morning, Brendan from Australia. Thank you for being here. Feedback, double Elias's voice. Okay. Janiki, thank you for being all the way from Norway. So good to see you, my friend. Always good to see you. All right, what do you got?
I got the passion card, which I love because it goes right along with taking that leap of faith of, of really what is in your heart. And one of the things that I've been talking about a lot for this new year, because we're in a 1 year now, having come out of the 9 year. And this card is 36. The numbers are really, really small, but this is 36, which is 9. But I love when we look at the numbers individually as well as collectively. So 3 always is something I talk about, is there's more to be revealed. There's more to that story. And 6 is a number of birth, of creation, of something coming into the world. And so when we have 3 and 6 is 9, tells us that cycle is ended. And so where I'm interpreting and where I'm receiving with this card is about all the things that would have kept you from really falling into and living into your passion and moving forward in your passion before, is those are in the past. That's where the 9 is. But this is really this time of allowing the more that's inside of you to be birthed, to come out, and to really to follow this passion. And this is a time where we're moving from our heart and less from our logic brain, what's expected, what I'm shoulda, supposed to, that kind of stuff, and really allowing yourself to go from the heart and leaving the past in the past. We don't need to be carrying all that.
Excellent. Dolores said, will one of you grab an analogy deck, please? I'd love to, but mine's in the car. So I can't. Sorry, girl.
Mine is still in the suitcase. I just got back in town late last night.
There you go. If Shari has headphones, it may resolve the feedback. Oh.
Okay. I'll go get them. Hang on. That I can do quick.
Probably do it. All right. So while she's getting her headphones, and while Dolores going to Amazon to rush us a deck of Moonology. See, look how fast it was. Bada bing, bada boom.
Does that help? Am I better?
Let's see.
Am I better?
Yeah, it is better in some weird way. I don't know why.
Well, and you hear the Chihuahua less too, I'm sure.
That's okay. It's all good. So does anybody have any questions? Any questions on, for the week? What would you like to know? And Maria says, Maria, I have a job interview on Wednesday afternoon. I'm a good match for the job skill wise. I want to get my head in the right place. Any advice? So, what does Maria need to know for this job interview? That's how I would state that. Funsy, classy fashion. Hello, thank you for joining. Okay. My Moonology deck is in Massachusetts, so yours are a little closer. You're funny. All right. So job interview. Let's see. Oh, Maria, this just popped right up. Interesting. Interesting. So let me ask you before I show you the card. What's the energy that you're putting into this as you're going in? What is it that I'm sure there's a little bit of nerves, but are you ready? Enthusiastic. This shows a lot of enthusiasm, which if you look at the butterflies, this is about a shift and a change and a transformation. So this can be for you a great shift, or if this isn't it, then this gets your interviewing skills sharpened. But we don't predict, we just give probabilities, but the probabilities look kind of nice. So that's what I'm going to say. Shari, what do you got?
So it's interesting because I love where you were going with this, because the card that I got is peace. Okay. And we start to worry and put in of, is it gonna, and we start to put this negative energy out into the universe, and the universe is saying, well, if you're not really sure if you want this job, then we're not really sure we're going to bring it to you. But if you can be of peace, because the card was actually upside down when I pulled it, and it also, just like Elias said, it just hopped right out of the deck at me. And this card being upside down, it says, hey, listen, we're not quite at peace about this job. Is it the right job? Is it the right place for you? But if it is, just be at peace about it and allow it to unfold. One of the things that I've been talking about a lot this year is about unfolding, letting our lives unfold, letting the universe unfold with us, but at the same time, letting things fold into our lives. So we're not trying to chase it down and shove it in there. We're letting things fold into our lives. And so being at peace with this is going to allow this to fold in, because one of the things I'm seeing happening, it's really interesting. There's so many people talking to me about job interviews right now, because now we're past the holidays, and there's that real lag where nobody's hiring or anything in the holidays, right? And so many people are getting not just one interview, but 2 interviews where they're getting jobs offers that are like, oh, I had nothing for so long, and now I'm having to choose, or having the opportunity to choose between 2 things. So what they're talking about here is for you to just be at peace that the right thing is absolutely coming your way. Okay. And the number on this one is 3. So another number 3 and a 7. So 37 is 10. New opportunities, because 1 and 0 is 1. So new opportunities, new adventures. But 7 is also going to help in the change in direction number. So there's definitely a change in direction that's coming. So definitely be at peace. Welcome it in.
And Shari brings up a really good point, just so you guys know. I was listening to somebody the other day that was talking about the year, and this year being a 1. But she said that if we really look at it, we drop off the 0. She's saying don't drop off the 0. Okay. She's saying if it's a 10, it also means creation. So co-creating with the creator. So co-creating what you want to start, which I love that piece. Love that piece. Good morning, Dorothy. Good morning, Irma. Good to see you. And Ginger Perick. Hello, my friend. I love that picture of you and your husband. Very, very good. And good morning, Michelle. Good morning. Maria says, both cards make me feel more positive. Thank you. 3 is one of my numbers. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So Beth has a question. How do I handle my daughter's situation that is affecting me? So what do you need to know regarding your daughter's situation for you? That's a good question. Elizabeth Dunlap Studios, thank you for being here on the beautiful Mystical Monday Musings. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Laura's not here with us today, but Shari came in as my wingman to come in today. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
That is Wing Woman.
Wing Woman come in today. Yes, thank you. All right, let's see. What does Beth need to know about her situation for her highest good? We'll add that in there. Interesting. I have a feeling, but I'm going to go with the card first, and then I'll tell you what the feeling was. And there it is, popping right out. Well, this is kind of fascinating, Beth, because interesting. Okay, so Beth, 4 cards fell out. I'm not going to go into each one, but I will just give you a little bit of the story here in this order: leadership, success, sanctuary, and light. So I'm going to tell you this. This is an amazing part of you practicing your boundaries. And with these cards, I mean, she's going to be fine no matter what. And it's your kid, I understand. But this is really about shifting the way that you react to a situation and be more proactive than reactive. And you being the leader in it, you shining the light and standing up for you, whatever that may mean for you. And it's kind of what I was almost thinking, but I would say that, this is about putting your foot down and saying, I understand, whatever, and to be more supportive. And if you need to be more hands off, or if you need to have that, again, I come back with boundary. What do you've got, Shari?
Well, it's interesting because I had in my head had heard right away was stay in your own lane. Okay. Because when we don't stay in our lane, we create chaos and conflict for others around us. And we deprive them of the opportunity to emerge into their own power. And emerging is the card that came for me, is emerging. And this is 16. So the 1 and the 6. And we talked about the 6 already, about being a card of a number of birth, but that 1 and 6 is 7. It's just that change in direction. And one of the things I talk about a lot is how when we try to fix it for someone else, we are robbing them of the opportunity for their own growth. My personal prayer that I say every morning when I wake up: good morning, thank you for allowing me to return to my body safely and soundly. What do I most need to know today for my own highest and best good to move myself forward on my path and to help others to do the same for their highest and best good? Okay. Some version of that comes out of my mouth every morning. Okay. And so what is it that you need to know for your own highest and best good, your own highest and best good, to move yourself forward on your path, but to hold space, not do for, but to hold space as someone else is emerging into their power for their own highest and best good. Okay. So we allow for the growth of others, which with our kids, it's hard. I mean, it is, because it's so tough to resist that urge to be like, let me just do it for you. And so this is an emerging strength of a strengthening time for her. And you will be challenged, but allowing yourself to send love, send light, send energy, soft landing, holding with an open palm, and allowing that emerging to happen.
I hope that helps, Beth. Let's see what we got. So good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Chris. Thank you for being here. Michelle says, oh my God, I have a situation with my daughter and I can totally relate. Okay, got it. Maria says, you both have good energy together. Well, thank you.
We do.
It's because of our past lives together, I'm telling you.
Mish Bucka. Elias and I are for sure Mish Bucka.
I know. We were all 2 little old Jewish ladies sitting. What do you think about that one? I don't know. It could be a good match. I'm not sure. We were yentas together in a past life.
It's still in this life.
Of course. All right.
That's two.
Let's see. Here we go. See, barking on the truth, as Ginger would say.
Hey.
Kathy says, good afternoon, East Coast. Yes. My question is about my personal education transformation, change in direction. So, Kathy, are you asking, what do I need to know about this? If you can get a little bit more specific with that question, that would be great. Tobbs Sequest, hello, thank you for being here. And we'll come back to you, Kathy, we promise. Let's see. Dorothy says, what do I need to know to move forward this week? Okay. What do I need to know to move forward this week?
Mm.
Is there regarding a certain topic, a certain subject? Sister Sledge, so good to see you, Diane. Tina, I know that always goes in my head too. Tina, good to see you. Emmy Scamahorn, oh my God, as I live and breathe. Okay, and then Dolores got a question for you, Shari. Thoughts and feels on Schumann Renaissance lately. It seems to be a low hum for me. Is it because I'm immersed in the vibration, or is it quieter at the present?
So it's interesting because I kind of have this feeling of, and anytime anybody asks me about the Schumann resonance, I'm sorry, but I always hear Spinal Tap in my head, or that this one goes to 11, right? If you've never seen the Spinal Tap movie, it's one of Rob Reiner's best. It's definitely worth seeing. It's very silly, but it's the rock band, and they talk about how they want their amplifier to turn up. Most of the knobs stop at 10, and this one goes to 11. So my feeling about the Schumann resonance is that we have maxed it out so far off the charts of the measuring. It has gone back around to the 1. And it's so interesting that you asked about this, because I literally was talking to somebody yesterday about at the psychic fair that I was at about copper, because I wear this copper ring on my thumb. And I was like, is it just that I've become so attuned to the vibration of it that it's just so much a part of me now that I'm not feeling it? And then he gave me another piece of copper, and I was like, whoa, there it is. And so I think there's a level of that we have just become so acclimated to being at 11 that it's not phasing us anymore. If you remember a couple of years ago when the resonance was like climbing and everyone's like, what is going on? And we felt like the earth was shaking. I feel like we've acclimated to it. So I don't think that it's lower. I really don't, because I think there's still so much. My theory right now is that humanity is in puberty, okay? And we are evolving and growing, and we're seeing that humanity is right now in the throat chakra, and this is like humanity is going through puberty. So I really feel like the Schumann resonance still is going to go up. I feel like we have more adjusted as we are evolving and raising our own vibrations, that we are evolving and we're just more acclimated to it. So does that help? I can't see what that says.
Change the channel like a CB radio.
Yeah. So we're just not feeling it as much because we're becoming more acclimated. So I have this other piece of copper, and when I put it on, like I was wearing it as a headband, and it's like, and even just when I pick it up right now, I was like, all my vibrations like, whoa, because now it's bigger than my little thumb ring. And so that's something to more attune to it. So you could tune into it more if you wanted to, but that is the question. I would be like, well, what are you hoping to get from that? Like, what is it you need? Or, if you're just curious. But I think for most of us, we've just become more attuned to the rumble that's underneath of us, that's just constantly there, and we're acclimating. So, and it's not a bad thing.
Thank you, Dolores, for that. Fascinating. Okay, so Kathy, we'll go back to you. Let me go back to you. And Dorothy, I kind of almost want to put you two together, because am I on the right track at this stage of my life and career to change direction and help where there's a need? And Dorothy said, it's a week of rest, which is hard for me. I'm so used to always being on the go. So ladies together, this is fascinating, truly. Look at this card. Truth. What is it that you both know about what you're saying? I know that sounds really vague, but what do you both know about what you're saying? What do you feel about it? So for Kathy, are you feeling, not what Shari and I think, are you feeling your truth of your heart? And are you following it? Is this something that speaks to you? If you were to place your hand in the center of your chest and ask that question, what's the first thought that comes up, right? Because that's how we both teach intuition, that it's not the, I don't, but if, no. We teach it as, what's that first thought? What's that first thought that comes in, okay? And then for Dorothy, I know it's always hard for you to be at rest, but remember what we talked about, Dorothy, you and I know you said it's okay. So Dorothy's one of my life coaching clients, and girl, do you see? She's just looking at this cute little ball. She's like this. Do you see she's not running around helping everybody else? She's not going on doing everything else. She's just holding it in her hand. So
Well, and I love that because if you look at it where the light is, it almost looks like she's blowing this light into the ball. And
yeah.
I love that about that card.
Yes. So just to make you giggle, hang on. And I love Denise Lynn. I love Denise Lynn. Once I show you this card, you are not going to be able to
not see it.
Right. So what is she blowing? Out of what?
That is quite a ray of sunshine, isn't there? That's hilarious.
Okay. So I hope that helps. What do you have for Kathy and for Dorothy?
Well, it's interesting because when Dorothy first asked the question and then you had put Kathy in there, I had pulled this card, but then we paused and we went over to talk to Delora. And I was like, oh, this actually was meant for Delora's question, which is the awakening card, because it really goes in alignment with what we were just talking about. So let me go back over into Kathy and Dorothy. So this is interesting because this is the enthusiasm card. And I feel like you had pulled this card already this morning with all the butterflies.
I did, yeah.
So, and that is so interesting to me because it really is about, and the card is number 18, although you need a microscopic things to see it. And so you have the 1 and the 8, right? So the 1 is like, we are on that new path, but 1, for me, we talk about 1 being solitary, but for me, it always comes into my mind is that poem about the barefoots where, there was 2 sets of bare feet, footprints on the sand, and then there was 1, and that's when I carried you. So even though it's a 1, I know we're not alone. We're being supported. We're being carried, right? And the 8 is like, we have all the time in the world. We have all of this opportunity in front of us to allow things to unfold. And so this is the enthusiasm. And one of the things we really want people to understand is what your vibe is that you're sending out is what you're literally ordering from the drive-through of the universe of what is you're going to get back. So if you are looking things with the glass half full, which I get it, that is sometimes really hard, that you're sending out to the universe, I want positive responses. I want positive expectancy to come back. Now, is that always going to happen? No. But is it much more tilted in that direction because we're coming from that place of love and gratitude and joy and passion about what it is we're trying to co-create? Yes, absolutely. So there is a lot of positive light around this.
Thank you, Shari. Number 18 is a special number for me.
Love that.
Love it. Excellent.
It's the high number. It's the number of life.
Dolores says, thank you. I'll add another antenna. Girl, if you add another antenna, you're going to look like Pinhead. If you add another antenna.
They make these headbands like this at the psychic fairs that have all these different crystals sticking up.
Don't tell her. She's going to go get one. Do not tell her
they're
that.
fabulous. They're fabulous.
She probably has one already in several different colors. All right. We take 1 step forward. Universe answers by moving 10 steps closer. Love it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hi, Tina. Tina says, my question is, will I be able to move back to my water damaged apartment soon? It's been over 2 weeks. So, you know how I feel about the will I question. So here's how we're going to restate this. What do I need to know so I can be able to move back into my apartment within the 2-week period? Makes it a little bit different because, the will I is like a yes or no question, which is superficial, right? So we're going to ask a little bit differently. Is that okay with you, Tina? I hope so. Andrea, good to see you. Thank you. Kathy says it feels right. Excellent. Dorothy says, thank you. I was going to do a circle one that goes to a point. Live deep. Okay. In other words, remember Devo, where it was like that cone head thing? Do you remember Devo with the little
Yeah.
Okay. You froze for a moment. Okay.
I did. I'm having some internet issues here. Sorry.
So why don't you go first with, since I stopped, why don't you go first?
It's so interesting because thank you. I'm so glad because I was like asking, I'm like, oh, can I jump in on that one? You heard me. So it's so interesting because the answer to the original question you asked is, will I be able to move in within this period of time? And I'm like, no, and I'm feeling more in like the 6 weeks time frame. Sorry. But the bigger question was more about water is the cleansing, and what is it that was trying to be cleansed from your space, what is it that as you move back in, you need to not take with you? Like, and I'm sure things are, lost, unfortunately, that maybe you don't get to take back with you. But really, as you're looking about how do I want to move back into the space is more of the question, more than when do I get to move back into the space? And I think Denise Lynn has this, I forget the name of the book, but it's this whole book about like shifting your life and through there was Water Week and Air Week and Earth Week, and it was absolutely amazing. But when you have flood in the house, unfortunately, or water that is coming around you, it is cleansing. It's actually trying to wash things away. Elias is trying to get the book. He knows exactly which book I'm talking about. And it's really trying to wash things away and cleanse things away. And it's so interesting because the card that I picked is the purification. Look at all this water from this gorgeous waterfall. So this is really trying to set you up for a new way of going forward when you do get back into your space, and you will get back into your space. And I'm sorry, it's going to take a little longer than you had anticipated. But this is this opportunity for you to take a look around and say, is it soul shifts or soul something? This book, but this is opportunity to cleanse and see, how do I want to move back into the apartment? Because the answer of will you is yes, the time is going to be longer than you want. So that's the purification. And the number for particular purification is, it's 11. So we love that, right? Because we were just talking about being supported and carried and that pair number. So yeah.
And I can't find that book, but the
I'm
one
gonna look in my Kindle real quick.
Drawn to is this though.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know what happened with that.
Oh, somebody gave you a thumbs down.
Here we go. No, that's
like
probably because I was holding it in a different way. Like this. Okay. And this is how to turn your deepest doubts into your surprising superpower, which is excellent. So that's a good one for somebody needed to know that. I got tarot cards for Christmas. We don't know how to do tarot cards. Can you teach me how to when you get a moment? Love to, and I would, well, just call me and we can talk about it. And now look at the card. Remember we talked about water, and look what this is. Here's the peace card. And do you see how he's hovering over the water, right? So think about this, and Shari hit on a really good point. It is a cleansing. It's a cleansing, Tina. So remember the stuff that's happening in your apartment? It's cleansing it. So,
I think this is the book.
Yes, you are correct.
I think, and it's a soul coaching, 28 days to your authentic self. And you can see the different elements, and it is, 28 days, it's 4 weeks, a week of this, a week of this, a week of this, but be prepared. Your week of this might take a little longer if you have some more work to do. So
it's really good. It's a really good thing. And it's really, think about it like a purging, think about it like a cleansing, like a shifting, as Shari was saying, and I'm going to agree with her.
I'm sorry I interrupted you.
That's okay. You're okay. Let's see. Andrea says, sharing, do you have any tips for grieving the living as opposed to those who have passed away? Yes, let's get that in a second. Tina says, sure, the insurance company expects me to go back before drywall is replaced. Oh, hell no. And I do plan on purging my home. Excellent. Emmy says 11 is a master number. Great, lively energy from the two of you to start off my week. What do you recommend in order for me to embrace success? Okay, so hold that. We're going to go back to, and we're going to go a little over. Are you okay with that, Shari? Do you have time?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any tips for grieving the living as opposed to those who have passed away?
Yeah, absolutely. Because sometimes we need to cut those, relationships, and we need to move away for our own well-being, or, remember that people come into our lives for reasons, seasons, and lifetimes. And there's two things that I find are really helpful for my grief clients is, we remember reason, season, and lifetime, right? But one of the things also is that we can still love that person over there. Okay. Years ago, I had to cut ties with my lifelong best friend because the relationship just was so toxic and it was not repairable. And I still love her. I love her family. I love her daughters. I love all of them. And I think of them every day, not with regret. Okay. Because it was my choice, but I love them and I wish them well and blessing. Way to eck over there. They do not need to be in my space. Way, way, way I love you out there. Okay. So we don't have to have negativity or carry any of that. We find that place of love and, we're not longing for what was, we're not, wallowing or pondering or, ruminating over the things that, oh, I wish it could be different. No, I just love you today, not near me. Okay. The other part is remembering that the people had a purpose in your life, and where were the things, the blessings of that relationship? Where were the places that you were allowed to grow and learn and expand so that we can have gratitude for that relationship? Again, we don't need to bring that back to us, but to say, I see where that relationship was. And sometimes with toxic people, we have this where I know this person came into my life for nefarious purposes. They meant me harm. They meant something, maybe an energy vampire or narcissist. They came in with the intention of harm, but how did the universe turn that to make that a blessing or a lesson or growth opportunity for me? So even if I need to push that person away because that's toxic, where was the blessing? Where was the lesson that I learned that I can still find gratitude in that relationship? And so allow yourself to grieve. Journaling is always helpful. Writing down your thoughts. You don't ever have to share it with anybody if you don't want to, but give yourself permission to feel the feelings, not to wallow, but look for the blessings. Right?
So true. Very true. And Delora, in a minute, I'm going to ask Shari again to mention her podcast. So if you could write it in the comments, that would be great. Beth said, thank you both so much. This resonates and helps me with breaking the ancestral way. Is it ties in how the circle goes, manipulating the situation. Excellent. Eva, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Okay, Julianne. So what do you recommend in order for me to embrace success? I'm going to ask you a different question. What stops you from embracing success? So if you can name it, is it the fear of success? Is it fear of failure? What is it that's stopping you? Because what the cool piece here is, girl, I don't even have to pull a card. I mean, it's just like, grab it. Just grab it, because what's around the corner is going to be amazing for you if you allow it in and not worry when is the other shoe going to fall off. Okay.
And remember too, if I may, you don't have to grab the top rung of the ladder. Grab what's next. Take the next step, because we grow at each level that we go up. Some people feel like if they don't go from 0 to 100, they have failed. We grow as we move up. So what is your next best step that you can take to help you to move forward on your path? One
tiny little piece. Mm-hmm. And if you watch yesterday's video on the new moon that I did, it's in a replay on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. You could watch it. It was the new moon. We did a meditation for bringing peace to our country, peace in the US. And we're going to do that every Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern. But we did a special edition with it for new moon. So Julianne, watch that one. It's really good. That's a good one. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Janicki, I appreciate all the good memories of this strange relationship. Love is so much easier than grief. Yes. So true. Just do it. Look at Dorothy. Wow. Look at you, girl. Just do it. Okay. So can you tell everybody once again, where do they need to go for your podcast?
Yes. So the podcast is tomorrow. It's Tuesdays at 3:00. And you can find it on Facebook on A1, the number 1, R Psychic Radio. You can find it on YouTube at Moonstruck TV, or you can also go to AskPsychicRadio.com. So it's a lot of places you can find. I'm very easy to find. The podcast is called Beyond the Loss: Conversations in Grief, Education, and Healing. And then also this afternoon, on Monday afternoons, I do something very similar to what Elias is doing without the very cool title. Mine is channeled information and cards for the week. So if you would like to tune into my Facebook channel this afternoon for more, if you haven't had enough, at 4:30 Eastern, we do, I share channeled information from my spirit team. And then we also will pull cards for the collective to help us get through the week, and cards for individuals who may want them. So, yeah.
Awesome. This is correct?
This is correct. A1R. So it's A1R Psychic Radios on
Facebook.
Moonstruck TV is on YouTube, and AskPsychicRadio.com is their website. And actually, if you go to my Facebook page, it's super easy. My Facebook page is Empath Shari, or my website, which is myname.com. It's there. So if you're not sure, just feel free to find me and it'll be right there.
Excellent. Let's see what's coming up. We have Lisa Nolan Shalowski coming up this Saturday on January 24th for our guest event. So that's Saturday, 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. And then we're going to have something very special. So if you're not a Tiki Talker, don't worry about it, because I've got it on Facebook and Instagram, and going to soon be on YouTube Shorts. So there's going to be something very, very, very special. I'm waiting for the website person to put on there so I can talk a little bit more about it. But there'll be something starting February 1st. You don't want to miss out. If you feel that you are a people pleaser, a control freak, a fixer, or a perfectionist, or you're not really sure which one you are, go to my website and sign in to the website. Pops up is a Mind Trappers quiz, MIND. Manage, impress, not enough, and do it for you. Each of those goes in one of those categories that I said earlier. So take the quiz. If you like the quiz and you want to find more, email me what you got as a result, and then say, I'm interested in the 7-day challenge. Okay. Sorry, too fast in the moment. You're okay. You're good. Maybe if you get the thing with the antenna, you can just go ahead and tune that all in. Okay. Everyone, thank you for being here. We appreciate Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Shari, thank you for filling in. You're welcome anytime, girl. Anytime.
Thank you.
And we got to have you on a Facebook Live so we can chitty chat a little bit more. Guys,
and make sure you catch my podcast this afternoon or tomorrow afternoon for Elias, because he'll be on my podcast. He's my guest this week.
And then this afternoon, what time this afternoon?
4:30 Eastern on my Facebook page.
Which is 3:30 Central and 1:30 Pacific. So it's a crown. You're cute. It's a crown. You're cute.
It's a tiara.
A tiara. A heavy one.
Yeah.
A heavy one. All right, guys, watch the outro. And Shari, hold that thought for a second. All right, guys, thanks for being here. Remember, your intuition counts. Trust it. All right, take care, everyone. Be well.